For all of these shapes, you're going to find the perimeter of them. If it's specifically a circle, then it's called the circumference. But if it's a mixture of triangles, trapezoids, circles, rectangles all put together, then you would call it perimeter. So this first one on your paper, it looks like it could be split into two different shapes, a rectangle and a semicircle. So this one says we're going to estimate, but I'm going to look at each of these squares and estimate that those are 1 unit. So this side length would be 3. Then I'm going to count the squares on the bottom, 2, 3, 4. That has a length of 6 units. This is 3. To get the estimation of the circumference of that semicircle, I need to use the diameter, which if you look at the other side, it's a 6. So that means the diameter is also a 6. So remember, if you're finding the circumference, which is the distance around a full circle, you use the formula circumference equals pi times diameter. Because this is a half circle, you have to remember at the end you've got to divide it by 2. So for pi, because it's irrational and it goes on forever, we're going to use the approximation of 3.14, and we're going to multiply that by the diameter, which is 6. And because it's a half circle, afterwards we're going to divide it by 2. So using my calculator, I am going to multiply 3.14 times 6. I got 18.84, and then I'm going to divide that by 2. And I get 9.42 approximately. So that would be the outside of this semicircle. Now, to get the total perimeter of that whole shape, I have to add all those side lengths together. So I've got this side 3 plus the 9.42 plus this 3 and then plus the bottom of 6. By adding all of those up with my calculator, I will be able to get the perimeter of that shape. I'm going to let you do that with your calculator. Now looking at this next one here, it looks like we have some rectangles combined, but some of the side lengths are not labeled. So we have to, before we can add the numbers together and find the perimeter, we need to figure out those unknown side lengths. So first of all, I need to figure out this bottom piece right here. Now I know that this plus this are going to give me the length of the bottom. So because one of them is labeled 7 and the other one's 2, if I add those together, that means the base of this shape is 9 yards. The other side length that is not labeled is this section right here. And what information I can use to help me get that would be the whole side here, which is 8, and this little section over here, which is 3. So if I'm trying to find this unknown side length, I would do 8 yards minus this 3. So this side that I just put the question mark on would have to be 5 yards. So the final step when you're finding the perimeter, if there's not a circle, you don't need to use that circumference formula. On this one, it's literally as simple as adding up all the numbers. So I'm going to start with the 5, and I'm going to add the 5, the 2, the 8. I'm going in a clockwise circle, the 9, the 3, and the 7. And I'm going to let you use your calculator to add all